Welcome to Always Something. Today I'm going to take you with me while I get tested for allergies, get the results, and find out what's next. So join me. Ever since the spring of 2023, I started working closely with my primary care physician to troubleshoot my allergies. Unfortunately, after trying many different things, I was still having a lot of problems with my allergies. So we decided it was best for me to finally go and get allergy tested. I didn't know anything about getting allergy tested and didn't do any research on the matter. So when I walked into the sinus and allergy clinic, everything was a new experience. They tell you to arrive early, which is a good idea because when you first arrive, they give you a bunch of paperwork to go over and to sign. The paperwork explains to you exactly what the procedures entail, which is a good idea to take the time to sit and read it, especially if you don't know anything about allergy testing. It's very informative and very detailed. Before you can get started, there's an entire list of medications that you're not able to take within a certain period of time. Then, before you can get started, they hit you with even more paperwork. They start with prick testing. It provides a quick, standardized procedure for initial screening. After 15 to 20 minutes, the results will be evaluated. They're looking for a bump that looks almost like a mosquito bite. If you have that, then you know you passed, and they will proceed on to the rest of the testing. The purpose of the test is to expose tiny amounts of things to which you may be allergic. If you are allergic to a substance, a reaction will appear. A device with very small needles is used to inject very small amounts of allergen just under the skin, and then more little mosquito bites. The reaction will occur within 5 to 15 minutes. The reactions from the test can last for several days. In my case, they did. Each allergen was in a different group. They took measurements of the reaction sizes, and depending on the size of the bump, determined on if I was allergic to an allergen or not. They marked it on a chart, and that's how they knew what I was allergic to and what I wasn't. So they had the results for me that day. They had my treatment plan set up, and we discussed what it was at the end of the visit. The best treatment plan for me going forward was for me to begin the administration of Immunotherapy Allergy Injections. They wouldn't be able to start my injection at that visit because they had to mix my current formula as far as what I was allergic to. In my case, I'm allergic to the local grasses and trees. So they had to take a mixture of the local grasses and trees and get that prepared into allergy shots, starting with the weakest shot first and increasing the doses as I go. Because allergen immunotherapy involves receiving injections of a small amount of the allergen over time, I was now to start carrying an EpiPen with me at all times. The goal was to help my immune system build tolerance. This process typically involves receiving injections of the allergen once or twice a week for several months, followed by maintenance injections every few weeks or months for up to 5 years or longer. During the buildup phase, as you see highlighted in yellow, the patient receives injections of the allergen once or twice a week. I was trying to do it 3 times a week to try and get her done. The dose of the allergen is increased over time until the target dose is reached. The goal of this phase is to help the immune system build up a tolerance to the allergen gradually. Then, the frequency of injections is reduced to every few weeks or months. The goal of the maintenance phase is to help you maintain your tolerance to the allergen, but you'll be at your target dose. They gave me a card for easy check-in at the allergy clinic. So all I had to do was go and swipe the card and I would be automatically checked in. It made it really easy and I didn't have to wait in line. Once I swiped my card, they already knew what I was there for, and then they would call me up to get my shot. It typically only took a few minutes for them to get it ready. You would walk up to the counter, they would have you pull down your sleeve. It was always a good idea to wear no sleeves or loose sleeves, and then they would just give you your quick shot. A lot of times they'd ask you if you'd want itch cream because it would get really itchy, and I would normally say yes. Then they would have you sit for about 15 minutes if it was your first shot, and then they'd give you a timer and you would wait. And once the timer went off, you were good to go. A lot of times after that, I'd get a little bit more itch cream. But a lot of people could sign a waiver after that first visit so that they wouldn't have to wait the 15 minutes. The problem with the waiver is it was against medical advice, and I normally can have some reactions to stuff because of being immunocompromised and just my body. So I never really did sign the waiver, and I always waited out that 15 minutes. So let's fast forward a little bit. I started having some allergy reactions. Now, what is an allergy reaction? Well, that can mean a lot of different things. For me, I was having some reactions at the allergy shot site itself, which means swelling, some redness, some itching, some burning. The site itself was getting swollen, not just after the shot itself, but the next day. And then my whole arm would be itchy and burning. Now, I would put on itch cream afterwards, and I would use different itch creams. I tried putting aloe on this spot because that seemed to help with the burning. And then I also tried putting ice on there. That seemed to help with the swelling. And it was still just really, really uncomfortable. It made it hard to sleep. So not only was I taking Claritin during the day and Zyrtec at night, but I also was taking Benadryl at night to help me sleep and to help with my allergy symptoms. And on top of my allergy reactions in my arm, the days of my shot, my second to last shot that I had received, I had gotten a rash on my neck and kind of down my chest. And so I went in to go get my next allergy shot. And of course, they won't give you a shot if you're having an allergy reaction or if you're sick. And so when I went in to get my shot that day, they said, no, you're going to have to see the doctor here. Now, they do have a doctor on site, which is great. He's the doctor who decided to give me the allergy shots in the first place. So I was able to meet with him that day and let him know about my allergy reactions. When I met with the doctor, he told me that the fact that I was having reactions meant that the shots were working. So it was nothing to be too worried about. In fact, he said that getting the shots during the wintertime is the best time of year to actually get the allergy shots, because in the springtime, my allergies are going to be so much worse. He prescribed me a medication. I'm probably going to butcher the name here, Montelukast. This medication is supposed to be helpful for when you're having kind of a delayed allergy reaction, I guess. The allergy doctor said once I started on this prescription, I would be good to go back and continue my allergy shots the next day. And that was the plan. And then the next day, I started showing symptoms of getting sick. You can't get allergy shots if you get sick. And boy, did I get sick. More on that to come. I hope you learned something from today's video. If you like today's content, please remember to like and subscribe. Take every experience for what it is. Allergy shots may not have been fun, nor was the testing, but it was definitely a learning experience. The place had a lot of neat holiday decor, and it's something I'll always remember. As with all things, it's how you look at it. If you have any questions, please comment below. I hope to hear from you. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.